Ryan here with Prudential Pest Solutions. And in this video, we're going to be treating and removing a yellow jacket nest that was, well, funny enough, inside of this milk container on the front porch here. So clearly this is not being used for milk. It's a decoration thing, but there's a little hole here and we can see the yellow jackets coming and going out of there. It's right next to the front porch, so we definitely can't have that. So it's time for us to get suited up and treat and remove another yellow jacket nest from Southeastern Pennsylvania. This one was actually located in Malvern, which is in Chester County, in just outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And the fun thing about this video is on the inside of here, there's a little bit of a time capsule, and we'll go through that when we open it up. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously suit up in our bee suit. I have my favorite aerosolized insecticide called PTPI. Now, right now, I have no idea. I was kind of going to the lid there. I can't open it yet. So I'm just going right into the opening, and we're just going to flush that with some of that aerosol. And then we're going to remove it off of the porch. And there's two reasons for that. One is I don't want the yellow jackets that are not in the nest right now are going to go right back to that area that they were just at. So they're not going to bug me over here. And two, I want to be able to open this up, see what's going on the inside, and then get that nest out of there. Because it's one thing to just treat or hope you treat it. It's another thing to actually treat it and remove it. And that's what we do. We actually treat and remove. So we got to get this lid off of here. That's the next step. Now that lid was pretty stuck on there. I have a little pry bar in my little toolkit here. Usually use that for soffits and whatnot, but we're going to use that to kind of pry this lid off. And I don't think this lid's been off. So this video is taking place in July of 2024. This lid probably hasn't been off in decades. And I'll tell you why, because on the inside of here is a bunch of newspapers, and they're all from 1987. So I think that's the last time that was removed. So we're going to speed up the video here because you don't need to see me remove every piece of newspaper out of here. But we're going to remove each and every bit, and we got to kind of be cautious when we do that because I have no idea where the nest is. I have no idea if we actually treated it yet, if it's dead, if it's still alive, if there's a bunch more yellow jackets just waiting to be uncovered. So I'm just going to just carefully remove piece by piece. Every so often, we're going to open it up and take a look. So this is the scoreboard for Major League Baseball, 1987 July. So it was almost exactly, what, 40 years, 35 years, something like that. The Phillies were 8-12 at that point. Not very good, but currently they're pretty awesome. So we're at the very, very bottom, and that's where this yellow jacket nest is and was. So it's dead. We treated it, but now we just got to get everything out of there. So I'm still removing pieces of paper. I could tell we were getting close to where the nest was because I was starting to see that paper backing. And you do the paper backing like you'd see on a hornet's nest or a yellow jacket's nest in a bush, something like that. Well, they had made this all the way at the bottom of this paper here. So we're going to make sure everything's treated, everything's removed out of there. Then our final step is we're going to be just a light liquid insecticide coating on the inside. And then we're going to put all that paper back in, put it on a different section of the porch, treat around the porch where the yellow jackets were, and we will be good to go. Now, you'll notice, like I said earlier, that the yellow jackets that were out of the nest, why aren't they just swarming me right here, right? This is where the nest was, is inside of this milk container. There's the nest right there on my knees. Well, why aren't I getting swarmed by yellow jackets? The answer is because once I physically remove that nest, and in this case, I physically remove that milk jug off of where they were on the porch, any yellow jackets that were out of the nest, they're going to go right back to that area on the porch, just like when I remove nests from tree branches and I put the nest on the ground. Well, the hornets and the yellow jackets and the wasps and the bees, they'll go right back to where that tree branch was, not necessarily where the nest is now. So that's why I removed it from the porch there, so I can have a little reprieve. I don't have to worry about them necessarily getting right up in my business here, and I can get that nest treated and removed. Now, with that said, though, we do have to do something about those yellow jackets that were not in the nest at the time of treatment. And what we're going to do for that is we're going to actually apply a liquid insecticide. And why that's different than the aerosol. So the aerosol is very good at permeating that entire space and doing a very quick knockdown of the yellow jackets, right? It's very, very good for that. What it's not good for, though, is longevity, right? There's not a lot of residual component to it, meaning it's not going to last very long. It almost dissipates right away. So whereas the liquid does not work as quickly, and that's what I'm using now as a liquid, it doesn't work as quickly, but it gives us tremendous longevity. So in that world, we're talking about maybe 4 to 6 weeks worth of protection. So we're going to come back here, right? Like I said, right to the right there was where the nest was. I'm going to just move that milk crate over here just so it's protected from the rain and whatnot. Then I'm going to grab my sprayer and we're going to take care of that area to the right of the porch door and all around the door. That way, none of the yellow jackets can get near the door or inside of the door. And again, this is right at their front porch here. So we want to make sure that these folks, within a few hours, are going to be able to go right back out there like nothing happened and be able to enjoy their property again. That's the whole point of it. So like I said, our final step here, we're just going to spray. And you can see in the bottom right corner here, those were the yellow jackets there. Now, would these yellow jackets have been able to rebuild that nest? They could not, right? Only the queen and her first couple drones can do that. They're all taken care of because they were in the nest themselves. These ones would have been dispatched in a couple days just naturally. However, we're accelerating that process and also making sure they can't get into the house by doing this liquid spray. And this is also good for things like ants and spiders and what have you. But in this specific case, they're going right back to where that nest was, and we're going to dispatch of them that way. And that way these folks can use their front door and their porch again. So we are Southeastern Pennsylvania's experts at treating and removing hornets, yellow jackets, bees, and wasps. If you have a bee and wasp issue, give Prudential Pest Solutions a call or text us at 484-401-4361.